Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University. This is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for November 28th, 2016. I'm Nathaniel Rodriguez.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening. Now that Thanksgiving has come and gone, people have started turning their attention toward Christmas shopping. However, there is something shoppers can do to help the children of deployed soldiers this week. They can donate a toy or clothing. The Student Veterans Association, the Salute Honor Society, and Veterans Alumni Association are holding a toy and clothing drive. They are looking for toys and boys' clothing sizes 2T through 4T. The drive will run through Monday, December 5th. Items must be sealed but not wrapped and can be dropped off in the Troy for Troops office on the first floor of the Trojan Center.
Just before leaving for Thanksgiving break on Friday, the Troy University Collegiate Singers held their fall concert in front of a packed audience in Long Hall. I was able to join and watch the Collegiate Singers' very own Search for Peace. While most students began the journey home the Friday before Thanksgiving break, the Troy University Collegiate Singers performed their fall concert, Searching for Peace. The Collegiate Singers perform music ranging from rearrangements of popular spiritual music to African-style songs. Choral music professor Dr. James Brown said a previous interaction with an African choir inspired the inclusion of said songs.
When the Nairobi Chamber Chorus came here 2 years ago, I became very connected to their culture and just their love and their light. And I've always been kind of afraid of doing things with rhythm. And it just seems so free. I just thought it was my opportunity to share that here as well. So that's why I did it.
Brown also said the terrorist attacks in Nice, France, and the war in Syria inspired his idea of the Search for Peace.
I was just bound to make a difference and discover what that meant to me. And I think that the students that I teach and my colleagues teach have feelings about what's happening in our world and want to be exposed to things to give them a sense of comforting during the times that we're in right now in our world.
And as for the students themselves, one singer talked about how performing in the concert affected her personally.
I am a spiritual person, and I love that in this group we get to sing songs that go right with my faith, and that they're not only songs that we are just singing in a choral group, but they're also worship as well, and that's how I see it.
Brown plans to continue the theme of peace for the Collegiate Singers concert in the spring, which is currently named Discovering Peace. Up next for the School of Music will be a performance by the jazz ensemble Frequency tomorrow at 7. We'll learn more about the concert later in the show during Trojan Talk. There are many famous musicians who have succeeded despite being visually impaired. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles immediately come to mind.
Well, there is an up-and-coming musical artist at Troy, and while he may not be at the same musical level as Charles and Wonder, he still faces a potentially similar challenge visually. Ryan Fuller introduces us to the young musician.
Wyatt Edmondson is a senior music industry major at Troy University that has a vision impairment known as RP.
So I have retinitis pigmentosa. It's a retinal degenerative disease. I was actually diagnosed at age 5 at the eye doctor, and then mom and dad it never really became apparent to me till I was about 15 because it's a progression disease. So up until about the time I was 15, it wasn't really noticeable.
Having a vision impairment can impose a challenge to anyone's day-to-day life.
I would say the biggest challenge is trying to be independent out in public places, stuff like going out at night, and then also with a condition like mine, I actually had a conversation with a woman who was partially deaf. When you have a partial disability, sometimes it's not noticeable by other people who aren't used to that disability. So for instance, I walk into a club and maybe you bump into a bar stool and someone thinks you're inebriated when you're really not.
Despite having a vision disability, Wyatt does not let anyone hold him to a lower standard.
But the thing about Wyatt is he's literally playing life on hard mode, but he doesn't let that change people's expectations of what he's going to accomplish, and he's still not afraid to be held at the same standards of people without that disability.
Wyatt continues to pursue a career in music with the inspiration of Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, who also have vision impairments and are successful members of the music industry. Ryan Fuller, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Edmondson can be seen performing with the Troy University pop music ensemble Populous. The groups just finished a pair of shows in Troy and Dothan earlier this month.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Welcome back, Trojan fans, and thank you for sticking around to hear the latest on Troy athletics. It seems like it's been forever, but last time we met, I talked about the what-ifs after Troy's loss to Arkansas State on senior night. Well, after Saturday, a door that seemingly shut on them was reopened, and the Trojans re-energized with the matchup against Texas State.
After playing 2 games in 5 days and losing an opportunity to be the outright Sunbelt Conference champions, the Troy Trojans bounced back with a dominating 40-7 victory over Texas State on Saturday.
Quality win over Texas State on Saturday. Proud about how our guys started the game. Thought the start was crucial and took control of the game early.
We try to let everybody know that was just a rebound game, and we really tried to show how we really play.
Defense led the way early on for the Trojans as they intercepted the Bobcats on their opening drive. And it was the defense that knew there was only one way to get over that Arkansas State loss.
Yeah, we had to redeem ourselves. We just wanted to come and redeem ourselves because we took a bad loss that Thursday night, and we had to get some takeaways, and that was the key thing because we didn't get any takeaways on Arkansas State, and so that was a big thing going into the game for Texas.
Texas State was a statement game to come and show our fans and basically the pose of the whole Sun Belt that, I mean, we deserve to be on top of the Sun Belt.
No, we didn't want that that last performance that we had against Art State to be our last, so it was just another opportunity to showcase what we're all about.
And with the offense rolling like they were on Saturday, Statham says that it gives the defense an added boost as well.
Being a defensive player when your offense is scoring, it's definitely giving you energy. Okay, we got to go out here and get a stop and things like that.
That door that seemed like it had closed was a Sunbelt Conference championship. Just before kickoff in San Marcos, Texas, a few Trojans gathered around and watched as Louisiana Lafayette defeated Arkansas State 24-19 to set the stage for the Trojans' upcoming Saturday matchup in an 11 a.m. contest on ESPN2 with Georgia Southern. Should the Trojans win, they would claim a piece of the Sunbelt Conference championship with at least Appalachian State. And the football team wasn't the only group of Trojans enjoying Thanksgiving away from home. The Trojan basketball team said aloha from Hawaii as they ended their 3-game losing streak Saturday against the Rainbow Warriors, stuffing Hawaii in a close game. The program's first ever victory against Hawaii came by a close margin, 65-63. Free throws, the subject of the Trojans' early season struggles, came easily on Saturday as the Trojans shot 80% from the charity stripe, and down the stretch, the Trojans made just enough to keep Hawaii from tying the game or even coming up with a big win. Hawaii was under a Varnado watch as the sophomore forward poured in 14 points, and teams can't stop Wesley Person. They can only hope to contain him as the junior guard put up 14 as well in the winning effort. The Trojans' next match will come in Trojan Arena on December 1st when the Bulls of USF, that's the University of South Florida, come charging into town for a showdown with the Trojans. And all Chandler Rigby's basketball team did over the break was go 3-0, including a Thanksgiving Day victory over Villanova in the San Juan shootout. The win over Villanova marked the program's first ever win over a Big East Conference team. The Trojans made sure not to overload on the greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes on Turkey Day as they came back not even 24 hours later and put the hurting on Loyola Chicago. 91-67 the score to close out the Trojans' Thanksgiving break. The Trojans were getting buckets down at Daytona Beach while everyone else was out Black Friday shopping, and inside, sophomore forward Latia Fields did some shopping of her own looking for the paint, and she found it to the tune of 14 points. And as a team, the Trojans were looking for a good deal on 3 balls, and they found them behind the arc, 16 of them, the season high for a game. In total, 5 Trojans scored in double digits while junior center Deja Williams was building signs with the 10 boards she collected on the day. As a team, the Trojans hauled in 50 rebounds. Their season average is a shade under 50 at 49.8 if we're getting technical. The Trojans' next match is a 3 p.m. contest with the Alabama State Hornets on December 4th.